Shalom. All praise to the Most High, Yahweh Bashem, Yahushua Bashem, Rakakadash. And double honor to the apostles and elders, the great millstone. Shalom to the hopeful elect out there. This is your brother Atazawan Bayath. And real quick, just going through the news, and I saw this article here. It says task and purpose. All right, and it reads, the U.S. appears to have used its missile, okay, full of swords in an airstrike in Yemen. Okay, it says 6 hours ago. All right, and Yemen is a country over there near Jordan, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, in a place that they call the Middle East. Okay, and we'll read a little bit of this story here. I just got maybe 2 or 3 scriptures. And when I read this article or skimmed through this article, it just reminded me of a couple of scriptures, and we'll get those. So real quick, it reads, Turkish state-run news network Anadolu agency reported, citing a local Yemeni official, that 3 suspected al-Qaeda militants were killed in a U.S. drone strike in the Wadi Abada district of Yemen's Marib province. Okay, based on photos of the scene of the strike obtained by Al Anan TV, the Arab language TV network based in Dubai, the target vehicle was shredded from the roof rather than destroyed. From the roof in rather than destroyed outright in an explosion, a telltale sign of a strike involving the U.S. government's secret AGM-114 R9X Hellfire missile. Okay, so they have a secret missile, if you will. And I guess that's the vehicle it struck, killing so-called al-Qaeda men. All right. It says task and purpose has previously reported, the R9X variant of the Hellfire features a kinetic warhead rather than an explosive payload, releasing a halo of 6 razor-sharp blades upon impact to eviscerate a target with greater precision than the large explosion that comes from its more conventional cousins. First publicized by the Wall Street Journal in 2019, and colloquially known as the Flying Ginsu or Ninja Bomb, the R9X was purportedly the result of collaboration between Defense Department and Central Intelligence Agency, with the intention of reducing the potential for civilian casualties that might accompany a traditional Hellfire strike. All right, we'll watch this report if it'll play. Okay, it says a minute and 23 seconds. We'll see.
Ukraine, where Ukrainian forces launched one of its deadliest ever missile strikes on New Year's Day, leveling a building housing Russian soldiers.
Okay.
The two sides disagree on the number killed, but both call it a massive attack.
Okay, that's not what that's talking about. Okay, because this has to do with a missile in Yemen. Salakia for that. Anyway, the article goes on to say, indeed, the R9X appears to have become the U.S. government's preferred method of precision strikes. Indeed, the CIA used the R9X to eliminate al-Qaeda leader Ayman al-Zawahiri in a packed neighborhood in Kabul, Afghanistan this past August. And purported R9X strikes involving alleged terrorist trainers and organizers have been documented across Syria in the years since the missile's existence was first made public. It's unclear whether the CIA or Joint Special Operations Command Task Force, among others, was responsible for the strike. U.S. Central Command did not respond to requests for comment from Task and Purpose. telling Stars and Stripes that the combatant command had no operational reporting at the time of this incident in Yemen. See? So they apparently, you can go out there and read the rest of it if you like. So this is the missile here, all right? Instead of it hitting its target and exploding, it comes out with these blades, swords, as they call it. Okay? It just made me think of the sword, all right? Swords are all types, okay? So even a flying bomb, now they're making a flying bomb that has swords on it that will deploy, okay? And the devil's something else. So this is Revelation 63, and it reads, "And when he had opened the second seal, I heard the second beast say, 'Come and see.' And there went out another horse that was red, and power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth, and that they should kill one another, and there was given unto him a great sword." All right, we know this is a time that's just about here and coming with these doggone red devils, okay, who chiefly are the trouble of the earth, the virus of the earth, okay, Esau, Edom, all right, and all his little tricks and his toys and gadgets, all right. So this is Revelation, jumping down to verse 7, and it reads, "And when he had opened the fourth seal, I heard the voice of the fourth beast say, 'Come and see.' And I looked, and behold, a pale horse, and his name that sat on him was Death, and hell followed with him. And power was given unto him over the fourth part of the earth to kill with sword, and with hunger, and with death, and with the beast of the earth." All right. So anyway, the sword comes in very many different varieties. Of course, we know all types of war, if you will, equipment or ammunition, okay, could be labeled as a sword, if you will, just a killing instrument. But they literally now have a bomb that has 6 blades on it. That's a sword. Okay. So this second Ezra 15, we just jump in at verse 14. Okay, and like I said, as I read the story, it kind of reminded me of these scriptures. And so this second Ezra 15:14, "Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes," right? Their governors, their kings, their princes, their presidents, their prime ministers, okay, from all across what? The world. Because it says what? In verse 14, "Woe to the world and them that dwell therein," all right? Now, ultimately, yeah, it discusses Israel, okay, in this chapter, okay? But when you think about it, with the Israelites being scattered in all the nations on the planet, okay, you could just about encompass it that way as well, okay, just by thinking about it in today's terms and the way that the world is going now, all right. So going on, verse 16, "For there shall be sedition among men, invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. For because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword, and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation." And that's going to be all over the world, worldwide, okay? Now we say mostly concentrated here in the West, okay, because the bulk of the Israelites are here, but there's going to be trouble all over the earth, okay? Not the entire earth, if you will, but major portions of the earth, particularly over there in what they call the Middle East and here in the West, in Europe, all right? Going on to verse 20, behold, saith the Most High, I will call together all the kings of the earth to reverence me, which are from the rising of the sun, from the south, from the east, and Libanus, to turn themselves one against another and repay the things that they have done to them, right? For all the controversy for Israel, okay, all of these other nations, all right? Like as they do yet this day unto my chosen, which will be the Israelites, so will I do also in recompense of their bosom, thus saith the Lord of power. My right hand shall not spare the sinners, and my sword shall not cease over them that shed innocent blood upon the earth, and that innocent blood of the Israelites. All right. So there's going to be war at this time that's coming up all over the place. All right. And ultimately, when World War III starts, okay, over there in what they call the Middle East, right? But here we go to Joel 3 and 9. We'll just jump in right here. This will be the last scripture. Okay, proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war. Wake up the mighty men, let all the men of war draw near, let them come up. Beat your plowshares into swords, and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say that I am strong. Right, because in ancient times, people would, survive or make an economy, if you will, off of agriculture, right? But now these countries, even the smaller countries, have developed defense budgets, have developed military personnel, right, and weapons of war, right? Even the smaller countries that you wouldn't think would have nuclear weapons, nuclear bombs, okay? Pakistan, all right? Some of those people over there in Elam, right, India, okay? There was once upon a time where America was the biggest force on the planet, the biggest bully on the block. Not so much anymore, okay? A lot of different countries have put a lot of money into their defense, okay? Verse 11, assemble yourselves and come all ye heathen and gather yourselves together round about, thither cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Lord. Let the heathen be awakened and come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat, right? Jehoshaphat. For there will I sit to judge all the heathen round about, right? This World War III is going to happen and draw all of these countries in. Put ye in the sickle, for the harvest is ripe. Come, get ye down, for the press is full, the fat overflow, for their wickedness is great. Multitudes, multitudes in the valley of decision, for the day of the Lord is near in the valley of decision. See, so the Lord is going to draw all these other countries down into the valley, okay, for his people. But when I saw this this bomb here, this missile, all right, if you will, with six blades that deploys, to make a strike, it just made me think of some of these scriptures of the sword. And this thing is real, man. World War III is here. It's not full bloom yet, but it's inching closer and closer each day, okay? And while they've got the whole world occupied or preoccupied with bread and circus, okay, with games and folly and TV personalities and the like, you got a whole lot of this that's forming up. All right. So with that, I'll just end it right there. All right. Like I said, I just saw this story and it just reminded me of those scriptures. Okay. We're getting closer and closer to the end of this thing. All right. The U.S. appears to have used its missile full of swords in an airstrike in Yemen. Okay. So this thing is forming up. All right. So with that, I give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'Shem Yahushua, Ba'Shem Rakakwadash. And I say shalom to all of you out there. I'll see you on the next one. Shalom.